What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and come out and let y'all know I'm hoping that this is my final video talking about the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion issue. This thing has been going on for the better part of 3 years, ever since summer of 2020. We've all shared our opinions about it. We've all talked about all the events leading up to today. But Tory Lanez has officially been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Okay, now we're gonna go into the details of today's sentencing and how it all played out. But again, this will be my probably last time talking about this incident. So boom, I'm on the New York Times right now, and of course the headline says Tory Lanez is sentenced to 10 years after shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, so now it is finally being confirmed once and for all. That is what happened. All of you Tory Lanez apologists out there, read it and weep. You're gonna have to live with it. You're gonna have to play back that album that he put out detailing his accounts of what happened. But this is the real. A judge in Los Angeles on Tuesday sentenced the Canadian musician Tory Lanez to 10 years in prison for shooting the rapper Megan Thee Stallion during an argument in 2020. Listen up very carefully. The culmination of a case that polarized the music world, filled gossip pages, and generated deeper discussion about violence against Black women. Megan Thee Stallion says he not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma. Megan, however, did not attend the sentencing because she said that she could not be in the same room as Tory Lanez. She says this is a statement for all survivors that their lives matter and there is zero tolerance for the torture that accompanies violence. A lot of people were talking about how Black women are the most underserved, underappreciated demographic in America, how violence against Black women tends to get swept under the rug. A lot of people felt like that was going to happen to Megan Thee Stallion in this case. However, now that we sit here, we see it's not. Prosecutors were originally seeking a 13-year sentence for Tory Lanez, born Daystar Peterson, arguing that he lacked remorse and was clearly incapable of accepting any responsibility for his own actions. Before sentencing today, he addressed the court in an orange jail jumpsuit asking for redemption and a second chance. As a person who maintained their innocence this whole time, it's very interesting that you would ask for redemption, right? Because you would need to redeem yourself of falling short in some type of way. So, yeah. Admission of guilt at its finest. Tory Lanez was facing a maximum of 22 years and 8 months in prison after being convicted in December of 3 felony counts, which was assault with a semi-automatic handgun, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Read it and weep once again. Listen to those charges and tell me if that's somebody who is innocent. For sentencing, Judge David Hereford of the Los Angeles County Superior Court, he took into account 2 aggravating factors in this case, including the fact that the victim was particularly vulnerable, victim being Megan Thee Stallion. He credited Tory Lanez with 305 days already served, so he nearly has a year already on the books. So that 10-year sentence is automatically being reduced nearly to 9. Jose Baez, one of Tory Lanez's lawyers, they called the sentence incredibly harsh, adding, it's just another example of someone getting punishment for their celebrity status. They're saying that they're being particularly tough on him because he is a celebrity. No, he's being particularly tough because he shot somebody. No rhyme or reason, no actual explanation as to why he shot this woman has been released. So yeah, I think the sentence is just fine. Other lawyers for Tory Lanez, they argued for only probation, raising many mitigating factors through legal filings and court testimony, including the abuse that the musician suffered in his childhood and his relationship to alcohol. They say that Tory Lanez has alcohol use disorder, although not amounting to a defense. This reduced his culpability. Okay, here's the bullshit. These motherfuckers are trying to say because of the trauma he witnessed as a child, he should have only received probation in a sentencing where he could have got up to 22 years for shooting an unarmed woman. Make that shit make sense to me, bro. Then they furthermore say because he was inebriated on the night that he shot this young lady, his relationship to alcohol clouded his judgment. He was drunk, therefore he should be somewhat let off easier so that he could get rehab or some other shit like that, which was denied, rightfully. I mean, you would think for somebody who maintained his innocence the entire time, said he had done nothing wrong, said that he was going to be vindicated in court and that the truth would come to the light, I would think y'all would talk to the judge and have a little bit of a stronger case to back your client than some bullshit like this. This is straight horse shit. Y'all got exactly what y'all deserved, and y'all don't deserve to get paid by Tory Lanez and his team because y'all misrepresented him with this fodder. Now, in court on Monday, Judge Hereford read aloud summaries of 76 letters supporting Tory Lanez, which was allies and associates, including family members and the rapper Iggy Azalea, which she got torn a new one for supporting him. After some backlash, Iggy ended up coming out and saying in an online post that she had not known her comments would be made public and that she believed in reasonable punishments and prison reform. She didn't think that the sentence was as lenient as it possibly could or should be if there was a way to be put into a restorative type of situation rather than prison, a rehabilitation center, something else that he could be substituted in that spot. She felt like that might have been a better answer. Court also tried to talk about testimony, speaking on his character, his philanthropic work, and commitment to his young son. One of Tory Lanez's lawyers then comes out and calls the shooting one bad evening in a lifetime of good deeds. You are some stupid motherfuckers. I would have goddamn sure you can my lawyer for saying some shit like that. One bad evening in a lifetime of good deeds where somebody was injured and shot. Y'all might as well have not even wasted the court's time, money, energy, and resources for this extra time. Y'all should have just sentenced his ass back in goddamn April or March or whatever the fuck it was. Now, Tory Lanez did have some choice words for himself in the court. He said, "If I could turn back time on the series of events that night, I would. The victim was my friend and someone I still care about to this day. Everything I did wrong that night, I take full responsibility for." So everyone out there listening, all the Tory Lanez supporters, number one, he identified Megan Thee Stallion as a victim. He said he wished he could take back all of his actions. He also said, everything I did wrong that night for, I take responsibility for. Okay? So y'all need to stop going to bat for this nigga because he's already admitted guilt in multiple occasions, right? He had been trying to get around it. He had been trying to dodge it. But the court said, this nigga will take no accountability for what he's done. So now he is. In handing down this 10-year sentence, Judge Hereford said that he had rejected the defense's claims that Mr. Lanez suffered from PTSD and that he had weighed Mr. Lanez's conduct after the shooting with his lack of criminal history and a record of community service. Sometimes good people do bad things. That's what the judge had to say. Actions have consequences. There are no winners in this case. And I completely agree with the judge. People fuck up and they got to own up to what it is that they did. Actions have consequences. There are laws in place. You break the law to this level. It is what it is when you cross that motherfucking bridge, especially when it's a woman on the other side of the gun. I don't have no other way to break this down. Had he shot a man in defense of himself, I would have said, more power to him. He needs to be out in the street. Given the circumstances are not that, I cannot conscionably back that. Anyone with a decent head on their shoulders should be able to understand that. Tory Lanez tried to position himself as a victim and set out to destroy my character and my soul. This is what Megan Thee Stallion had to say. He lied to anyone that would listen and paid bloggers to disseminate false information about the case on social media. He released music videos and songs to damage my character and continue his crusade. So she's speaking about the public embarrassment that Tory Lanez then decided to put her through after already shooting her, after already requiring her to get surgery, after injuring her. He began to taunt her and make life uncomfortable for her because he was trying to position the story in his own favor. Megan also said that Tory Lanez tried to apologize to her privately, asking for forgiveness, offering her and Kelsey $1 million each to keep quiet. A lot of people did not want to believe these things, these allegations, when they were being spoken about in real time. It's taken so much time to finally get to this place. And I want to be very transparent with y'all. I do not take any joy in seeing somebody lose their life or lose 10 years of their life to the prison system in America. I'm not with that shit. However, given the circumstance, as I stated before, Megan Thee Stallion could have easily lost her life altogether had those shots landed differently. Instead of hitting her feet, they could have hit her head, could have hit her sternum, could have hit a vital organ in her body and she bled out. All of these things are very possible. These are the things that people have to understand can happen when you aim a firearm at somebody, right? And if you pull the trigger, anything that happens after that moment you are held accountable for. You are responsible for it because you took an action that can't be taken back. So you can like and love this nigga's music all you want. It may have brought you great joy. You might have had many a nights on the dance floor bumping his shit. I'm not saying you can't play the nigga shit. I can't tell you what to do. I can't regulate what happens in your household. But I'm going to tell you, every time you hear this nigga voice on a song, it should remind you of how he fucked up. Okay? Let that be the lesson of the day. Celebrity, no celebrity, talented artist, non-talented artist, however you perceive him, he fucked up. His father apologized for all of the shit he tried to put people through, all the accusations he made against the judge, all the accusations he put against Rock Nation. Both him and his raggedy ass son are now atoning for their sins and apologizing and being apologetic to the people after this has taken place. So what does that tell you? Why is he not going out kicking and screaming this time? Why is he not going out blaming people this time? Because they knew the whole time what it was. They just were trying to misdirect the energy. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe out there. Much love and respect. Stay safe. Peace.